Smarterfan.
Hey everybody, welcome to another segment of Smarterfan Podcast, where we bring you behind the veil of sports, business, and life. I'm Joe, and this is Barry. What's going on, Barry?
Joe, you know what's going on in here in New York. You know all the snow is going on. You know they shutting down the streets. You know they closing the jobs. You know what's going on. I just got out of my ski scoot a few minutes ago, but I'm all right. I'm back on the back. I'm all right. How you
Yeah.
doing? How you making out?
I'm doing all right. I was out all day doing battle with Mother Nature.
Yeah, she ain't playing either. She is not playing.
No, not at all. Not at all. So before we start, I want to just give a shout out to our friends in Canada and all
Mm,
of our friends in the U.S.
yeah.
and our friends in Pakistan.
Who would ever think?
Yeah.
We
So,
all the way in Pakistan, all the way in Bangladesh. We got
yeah,
we got family out there.
that's right. So, thanks a lot, folks. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Salute, salute, salute.
All right. So, tonight I'm going to put the spotlight on USA women's hockey team captain Hilary Knight.
Yes.
So, now she grew up in Sun Valley, California, and she came from a family of skiers, but
Ooh,
she chose hockey at the age of 5.
wow.
So, and then they moved to Illinois, and she went to the Choate Rosemary Hall, which, and she was a standout at that school. And then she committed to the University of Wisconsin.
Wow.
So, yeah, and she was a prolific scorer. She led them in goals and points, and they won 2 NCAA championships with her.
Wow.
And her coach, Mark Johnson, he was on that 80 Miracle on Ice team.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, man.
Wow. What a legacy she has.
Yes, yes. So now she was a big um, factor in the creation of the Professional Women's Hockey League. And she played for the Boston Fleet and the Seattle Torrent.
Mm.
Now, now, her international tenure is legendary. I mean, spanning 5 Winter Olympics.
Girl playing hockey.
Yeah, man. And she got a medal in every appearance. Now, this was her final appearance, and she captained them to the gold. And she got the tying goal in the game against Canada, which was set up by Layla Edwards.
Is that Layla in the picture?
Yes, and then so she also became this goal leader and points leader in Olympic history. So now she was one of 6 Badgers on that Olympic team, former and current.
So the Olympic team is just the Badgers.
Yeah,
That's funny.
it was the most players from a single university.
That's
Uh,
funny.
now, now the men, they had to come through now because the women showed them.
Hey, hey,
You know,
gotta hold up.
now they played Canada on the 46th anniversary of the Miracle on Ice,
Oh my goodness gracious.
and they took the gold in overtime. So they took a page out of the women's book, and
Nice.
that's the first time they've won gold since 1980.
I know that's the truth.
you know, so Jack Hughes got the winning goal in overtime,
Hmm.
and I mean Connor Hellebuyck, he was the goaltender. This guy did everything but stand on his head in the second period when the U.S. were outshot outshot 19-8. You know, so I mean now.
So you're crazy.
Now the bittersweet sweet part of this is Johnny Goudreau. He was supposed to be on that team,
Uh-huh.
so and him and his brother were killed by a drunk driver.
Oh man.
Yeah, yeah, that was those two hockey players that were killed in Jersey.
Oh man.
Yeah, so what the team did was after they got their medals, they brought his jersey out and his son out on the ice to
Oh,
honor.
that's good. That's good.
You know, so
That's crazy.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's bittersweet, but so what's going on with the Bears?
Man, it is mutiny, Joe. Mutiny. Folks on one side, I can't believe Chicago Bears are thinking about leaving Chicago and going to I think it's Indiana or Illinois. I get them mixed up.
I think it was Indiana.
Indiana.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's so bad. But they've released some renderings of the stadium,
Mhm.
and people are going, "Oh my goodness,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's going to be the stadium." Where can I pick up the tickets? It's like they instantly forgot about Soldier Field. So it's an interesting dynamic. I got into a couple conversations today. That's why I picked this topic.
Mhm.
Because it's really what's going on along all over the league, right? So you've got, the big one out in Las Vegas with the Raiders, $1 billion
Right.
stadium.
Mhm.
And then, the Bills are looking to build another stadium as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And
think
now
that's already in the works.
already in the works.
Yeah.
So, you're looking at Chicago. And so you got two, it's interesting. You got two, it's like you got generations crossing. Our generation, right, from 40 to 60, we have that legacy memory of the 80s and 90s. Players, teams, dynasties, right?
Right. Right.
But that's not the game no anymore,
Mm.
right? Free agency kind of muddied the waters. But
Yes.
I
Yes.
never begrudge an athlete getting his money, right? So you had what happening in the recent era, guys teaming up, guys leaving teams, to join other teams, right? So all that has kind of just really trickled down into the NFL,
Hmm.
right? And so now the NFL situation is like, well, states are competing with each other for these stadiums and for jobs and for all that it brings. Now, there's
Yeah.
an underbelly to this that I'll talk about later. On leveraging this all on taxpayers makes absolutely no sense.
Hmm.
When you've got a multi-billionaire like in the Haslam, well, most of them are multi-billionaires who have more than enough money to fund their own stadium.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really getting that or understanding that, but mathematically, talking to some uh, finance people, they said, Barry, it's just a scheme to make the rich richer,
Of course. Of
right?
course.
I
Yeah.
mean, they sell it like, oh, it's going to bring jobs, but the only one getting rich is the owners. That's all who's
Yeah.
getting rich. So think about it. You got 6 billion in the bank. You can't build your own stadium.
Hmm. Hmm.
That makes it no logical sense. And then you want to charge, $60 for one hot dog, $40
Yeah.
for a drink, and don't ask for dessert. That may be $35.
Hmm.
So who's really going to be there? Right. So the fan is getting priced, the true fan is getting priced out. And
Oh,
these are just becoming palaces for the rich.
no doubt. No doubt. That's like besides Indiana, the Chiefs are saying Kansas is looking real nice right about now.
Yeah, listen, my friend, that looks like that's been signed, sealed, and delivered. I got a report last week.
Yeah.
That's a done deal.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's a done deal. And, again, it's not like the era we grew up where we had these loyalties. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
know, people are talking about changing names. I said, tell you the truth, ain't nobody knew Chicago. was Illinois in Illinois anyway. You could keep the name. I,
Yeah,
why change the name? People don't know it like that. People are like Soldier Field. People, if you're not between 40 and 60, it holds no memory for you.
exactly. The same with the Supersonics.
Same with the Supersonics, right? I still can't figure out why they haven't been able to figure out to put a franchise there.
Well, they're working on it from what I've heard. I think Gary Payton was trying to get a group together to do something like that to get
They
bring a
need
team
it.
back to Seattle.
Yeah, they need it. It makes no sense. It's like leaving money on the table. I mean,
Yeah,
they had a crazy fan base, crazy love on the West Coast. Why not?
yeah, yeah. But the city didn't want to give them a new arena. That's why they left.
Yeah, yeah. So, and I don't necessarily, I think there's some creative financing things. Like, let's look at the Chicago thing and I'll move on.
Hmm.
Like, if I was the Bears, Chicago, I would say, yeah, take the name, but you pay us a fee back to the
Mm,
state.
mm, mm.
That's what I do. Why
Yeah,
not?
yeah. Because
Why
when
not?
when the Browns left, the fans was it the fans that sued to keep the name?
I think it did because Art Modell ended up creating the Ravens because he couldn't keep Cleveland,
Right, right. Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. I know they sued to keep the name in Cleveland.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you can't have a city called Cleveland and take the name of the team that's called the Cleveland Browns and put them somewhere else. Where you gonna
Mm,
put them?
yeah, yeah. Well, he's he's the most hated man in Cleveland right now, Art Modell.
It's already got 2 Super Bowls and smiling all the way to the bay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's what's going on in that arena. So it's heating up. And so more and more and more of these stadiums are being built. And it's going to be probably more of a war of the states who are willing to leverage their tax base to make these things happen
Yeah.
because they do generate revenue.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they do.
I just don't agree with it all falling on the taxpayer. At least pay half. Golly.
Right, right, right.
You're already getting all kind of tax incentives and tax abatements and tax leniency. So pay half.
Mm.
Anyway, just anyway. Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Well. Speaking of heating up, well, you know about Tony Clark. He put in his resignation as the executive, the executive of the Players Association for the Major League Baseball.
Yeah, that I've been hearing that. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, well, he resigned because it was revealed that he had an inappropriate relationship with his sister-in-law.
Come
Now,
on, bro. You can't get no other woman but your brother's wife, bro.
you tell me about it.
I mean, it's
So
just like anyway. I'm not judging the brother, but I mean, come on, man.
no, he got her a job in the union. So you know, and but before all of that, they were being investigated. The Major League Baseball Players Association and the NFL Players Association. They were co-owners of this licensing company, and they were being investigated for basically skimming.
Damn.
So, so so because
You
they
got
they
you got. So you're telling me with two multi-billion-dollar brands, you can't figure out a way to make them make money
mhm
that you
mhm
don't have to skim?
yeah. So they were using the money to enrich the union leaders through secret bonus plans. I mean, come on.
That's even more ridiculous. Why not just structure the bonus plans based on what you create to sell more merch? You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
just going to tie it. You said you figure out ways to sell more merch. There's a bonus tied to it. I ain't going to give you a bonus for doing nothing.
Yeah. Well.
I just don't understand how people don't think in this technological. There's no place to hide.
Right.
Everything's being recorded. Everything's being documented. There is no place to hide.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I mean, it was just crazy stuff. And this is on top of now they're heading into the collective bargaining agreement that expires on the 31st of December. So now they're already saying that they're headed for a lockout.
Ooh, baseball?
Yeah, yeah, because the owners want a salary cap, and the players are saying that ain't happening. So
I think there has to become a level of sophistication beyond money, right?
mm,
I have no issue with money, but I would, if I was the PBA, Players Association,
yeah,
I'd be looking at what are the top pain points players are facing after their playing days.
mm, yeah,
That's how I would approach it. And then make that the money grab. I'll give you an example. Imagine if at the Football Hall of Fame, there was 30 minutes away, a whole campus where all 31, 32 NFL teams had their own house.
hmm
Chargers house, Kent Chiefs house, right? Where fans could go. It's like a museum.
right,
They could eat, they could meet players, sign their autographs, blah, 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 blah. In the middle of all of this is what? The Heisman House.
hmm
Of all the players in the NFL who won Heisman's. So if
right,
you want to meet your favorite Heisman Trophy player, now ask yourself this simple question. And then you had ancillary, for lack of a better, high-end dorms for players who are having some medical issues or whatever, whatever. Let me ask you, Joe, you don't think that would generate revenue?
sure, why not?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Literally, it could generate revenue all year round. And it's these type of you do the same thing with Major League Baseball. You do every sport because what? They have rabid fans who are tied to players who would maybe have never could afford a ticket to a game or whatever, but they
right,
could go there and get a memorabilia of their favorite player, a picture, or whatever, whatever, have lunch with them at a VIP. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, at some point, you guys got to start thinking about how, after we leave the field, how can we keep this living in perpetuity
yeah,
than
yeah,
just more money? You
yeah,
got to kind of get sophisticated. Come on, guys.
yeah,
Like, because what happens to most players, Kelsey talked about this, after they leave the field, they go into depression.
yeah,
You've spent a significant part of your life in a very disciplined way of living. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
now it's over.
And then they wind up being 500 pounds.
That all kinds of problems, all kinds of problems. And you have to sit there and go, there should be some sort of bridge. What better bridge than that? They get to be around other players, da 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 da. They get that whole, you know what I'm saying? They keep that energy going.
Yeah, yeah,
It's just like, come on, guys. I'm all for the money and get all you can. And I'm glad Otani got 700 million. But what's the reality? Reality is half of it's gone at 350 in taxes.
hmm,
What about if you deferred that into another asset, like we're talking about, that could
mm.
prepare that, God forbid anything shortens your career, but for the next 30, 40 years, you could be getting revenue from that.
Well, that's what Otani did. He deferred his money.
Yeah, this is kind of this is why you're really poking the bear tonight. You got these two jabokes who got billion-dollar franchises. They're skimming. Unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
PBA
Well,
guy can't keep his hands to himself off of his. There's all these women all around him. He can't find anybody else but his brother's wife.
I
Unbelievable.
don't, it's like, ah. But on a good note,
I'm good now. I'm good.
Gerrit Cole has been throwing.
Okay.
So he threw he's up to 96.9 miles per hour on his pitching. You know, because he's coming off a Tommy John surgery. And
Okay.
yeah,
Well, I wish he wasn't throwing so soon. Let that thing heal, man.
well, no, they said he's right on track for where he's supposed to be. He threw a bullpen session, and he's been throwing live pitches to he threw to Aaron Judge, Grisham, and Jason Dominguez. So they said he's right on track to where he's supposed to be, and they expect him at some point around from between May and September. He'll be
Interesting.
back. You know, so
Who
so
was
that's
that? Who was that White Sox and Mets pitcher? I think it was from the Dominican Republic. Who
mm,
was that? Popular? Very good.
uh,
Martinez? Was that? I can't remember.
well,
But he
no.
really talked about how he saved his arm, never had surgery, was always able to throw fast, and he broke down his pitching and how he kept his arm so
Hmm.
he never needed Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, yeah. There are ways to do it. It's all in your wind up and everything. And
Wow.
how much stress you put on your arm.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are ways you can pitch. Have been a lot of pitchers that have never had to have Tommy John surgery and lasted a long time. So Nolan Ryan is a perfect example.
Yeah. I mean, you think about Nolan throwing always that heat.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. But he kept himself in immense shape.
Immense.
I mean, he was the first one to do off-season regimens.
Yeah. And I
So
think that, what did he pitch until he was almost 50?
close to it,
Yeah.
close to it. He
Really?
pitched for over 20 years.
Yeah.
You know,
Nolan was out there for a while.
yeah, yeah. So now, on a sad note, Bill Mazeroski passed away.
Why do I know that name?
Well, he was immortalized for hitting the walk-off home run in the '60 World Series against the
Oh,
Yankees with the Pirates.
okay.
He was that's the only time that's ever happened in World Series history. He hit a Game 7 walk-off home run to win the game and win the series. You know, and that was a team that had a very young Roberto Clemente on it.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, he was on that team. You
Wow.
know, and Mazeroski actually was on the '71 team that beat the Orioles, so he got two rings.
Wow.
You
That's
know,
nice. That's nice.
yeah, and I mean he won 8 Gold Gloves, and he holds the major league record for most double plays turned by a second baseman.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. So now he was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 2001.
Hmm.
So yeah, he was 89 years old.
Wow.
So, but yeah, he was a defensive wizard. They said so. I mean, I didn't get to see him play because I was one when that World Series took place. So, but
If
you
you
know,
were one, then I was zero. Okay.
so R.I.P. Bill Mazeroski. So the NIL era.
Yeah, listen. I just want to dip in here. Listen, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. What is going on? Well, these college teams are really getting ready to become more pro teams. This
Hmm.
NIL money is going to keep going up. It's going to become much more of a pro league. And you know who talked about all this?
Who?
Coach Brian.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so, like anything else, the gambling money came in, the the private equity money is moving in. So you're going to start seeing all kind of like you see in the NBA on those jerseys, all these patches,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You're going to start to see the same thing in collegiate sports, right? And who's sponsoring this and who's sponsoring that, and it's gonna be a who situation going forward. It really,
Yeah.
really is. This NIL thing is not slowing down. I heard Bo Jackson say something that was insightful, and he felt that NIL was hurting college sports. And I had to listen to him, and I could understand, but then I couldn't understand.
Hmm.
And I could understand because of the romance that we grew up with collegiate sports, but which was a lie,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And so everybody on the field is getting paid, but the athlete who's paying the biggest price and making the greatest sacrifice, whose career could end anytime. And
Yeah.
I don't think that two things can't exist. As I shared with somebody, I said most of that NIL money needs to be deferred, and each athlete should be getting a stipend throughout the season, but they can't touch the majority of the money like a trust until you
Hmm.
graduate.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
I mean, right there, that solves 90% of your problems. So now I don't have kids out here with money, a lot, $100,000 in their pocket doing stupid stuff.
Yeah.
No, no, you
Yeah.
got to go to school. You got to get the paper, right? Then, you know, the NCAA, which is always amazes me in these discussions, never gets brought up, but they're supposed to be the guardian of student athletes, which is such a joke.
Yeah.
It's a joke. So all this stuff is happening. And because they're basically, uh, for lack of a better word, kind of butthurt behind it because they can't they can't get 100% of the profit. Now they have to settle for 75%. And
Oh,
they're
gee.
mad about it. That's really what they're mad about.
Yeah.
Man, I used to be able to take 6 vacations. Now I only can take 4 because of these kids. I'm living off as a grown adult. That's really what it is.
As they
So
say, mini violin.
exactly. Exactly. You know what I mean? So I mean the fixes are there. I mean, there needs to be some sort of cap. I don't think any collegiate player should be playing past 25 unless you've had 2 serious injuries. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like a knee
Yeah.
and something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't be extending eligibility out because that kind of ruins the amateurism. Right.
Right.
So I'm an
Yeah.
18, 19-year-old kid going up against somebody who's 24, 25 who should be in the league. My
Yeah.
body's not even fully developed yet.
And
You're
then
a
you
full
have
grown man.
these 25-year-old rookies.
Yeah, it's silly. It's silly. It's silly to me.
You know?
It's silly to me. Now I would feel better if what they did instead, well, not instead, give another option, because the athletes earned it, is give them 3 years of academic eligibility with room and board paid for.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
That's what's going to help the majority of the athletes. All of them are not going pro. That's
Right.
a reality.
Yeah.
Very few are going pro, and a very few of them are going to stay a pro any significant time. So why not have in your back pocket the option to go back to school, full tuition paid, get your degree, improve your life, develop your brain or a business or whatever, go get a trade, whatever,
Yep.
right? Because you
Yep.
earned it, right?
Yes.
You earned it. So these are the things the NCAA should be doing, but
Yeah.
they're not.
No. No. Yep. Because it's just a money making machine.
Yeah, it's very short sighted. Very
So,
short sighted.
well, we're gonna have to stop right there.
Already?
Yeah.
Joe,
Time
I think
flies.
somebody's cutting into our time, Joe. I think, come on now. I think somebody's cutting into our time, Joe. What's going on?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Well, before we go, let me give some love to our family and fans in Spain, in the UK, and in Germany. Thank you, family. We appreciate you. Keep watching. We got some exciting things coming. We've got some
Yes.
feedback loops coming so you can talk to us and we can talk to you and we can do programs that you want, handle topics you want us to handle and talk about. So stay tuned. And as we always say, Joe,
Stay in the game.
Stay in the game. See you next week, family. Hey, Smarterfan family, we've got a new sponsor to the show called Publisher in the Box. Simply, they're able to take a new author, an existing author, and create residual income from not only creating your book, but providing a conversational podcast, providing a e-learning course from your book. And with all those marketing tools, that's going to bring you more speaking engagements. So our new sponsor is Publisher in the Box. Get that book done. 2026 is really, really around the corner. It's time to get that book done. And I've seen the product. They produce some of my books. It is amazing. So I'm not just telling you as, the platform of Smarterfan, but I'm telling you as a customer, a publisher in the box myself. And I've got 5 books on Amazon. So call now. 914-330-2738. That's 914-330-2738. Be blessed.
Smarterfan.